Welcome. Welcome, Julia.
Recording in progress.
All right, I guess I'll take that as my cue to get started. Like, uh, first I'll say hello from this time Gibson's, BC. So I'm getting closer to home during some of these meetings. Looking forward to spending a couple weeks at home after this. I want to call this Catholic Regional District Planning Committee meeting to order. It's already Tuesday, October 21st. And we'll acknowledge that we are holding, you're holding your meeting on the traditional territory of the Tla'amin First Nation. First order of business is approval of the agenda. Can I have a
Hello.
mover? Director Gisborne. Oh, corporate officer, did I miss something?
Oh, Chair, I just wanted to make you aware as you're attending remotely that we have two members in the gallery
Okay.
and one member attending virtually who at delegation may want to speak to items of business.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you'll stop me when it's the appropriate time. Thank you. I had a mover, Director Gisborne. Do I have a seconder?
Director
Sorry, I
McCormick.
can't see Director McCormick on my screen. Thank you, Director McCormick. Any discussion on the agenda? I'll try to move to Director McCormick. There is your face. Okay, seeing none, we'll call the approval of the agenda. All those in favor? That's carried unanimously, I believe. Okay, I saw your hands there. Thank you, folks. Next order of business, the adoption of the minutes. Are there any errors or omissions from our minutes? Seeing none, thank you, Director Gisborne. Director Brander, thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll call the question. All those in favor? Any opposed? Good, that's carried unanimously. Delegation, so corporate officer, do we have a delegation, in fact?
It's my understanding that we have two members of the public here from who want to speak to item 8.3,
Okay.
specifically to request support. I did not get their names yet.
All right. Well, should we have them come forward now then?
You just wanted to sit up here.
Thanks, folks. Now I recognize my consent. Okay, great. You may know that we usually give folks up to 10 minutes to make delegation. You can use that or not, and then we have opportunity for the directors to ask questions regarding your presentation regarding the topic. When you're ready, go ahead. Maybe introduce yourselves and proceed.
I'm Lawrence Chambers and Monique, my wife, and we're just here to answer any questions you might have. We don't really have a
Okay.
speech made up.
Okay. Fair enough. I think the directors have seen the proposal. Maybe I'll let the other directors ask any questions they may have of you before I chime in. Looking for any hands. Okay. Again, thanks. I saw your email earlier, kind of making us aware of what was happening, and appreciate I think what you're trying to do. The report is pretty thorough. I guess maybe just the questions that I might have are just to be clear. I read the report, but I want to get it right. Is the intent to dedicate a certain amount to the existing QRD Divers Rock Park, and then the majority of the application is BC parks? Maybe you can just clear that up for me.
Oh, no, our intent is to divide the property into two pieces, the piece we live on, and donate the rest to BC Parks Foundation.
Okay.
And it'll be managed by the Malaspina Land Conservancy.
All right.
The regional district really won't have a hand in it.
Well, maybe that's good, but we'll leave that up to others. So appreciate that you've been working on this for a while, and I think you've got some ideas around preserving that in perpetuity, right? That's the intent of your proposal.
That's correct.
Okay. I don't have too many questions. I think, again, the report is very fulsome. I don't have any particular questions for you. I really appreciate what the philanthropy and what you're up to here. We have to give the board a chance, the committee a chance to speak about it and debate if needed, and then it'll go to the board. I mean, just at first blush, amazing, right? I mean, what can I say that thanks, like I said earlier, is an understatement. So I'll maybe leave it at that. Any other questions or comments from the directors? Director Elliott, go ahead.
So I'm a city director. We don't get votes at the planning committee. We normally just come and follow along and ask questions if we want to. And I don't have questions, but wanted to thank you for trying to contribute to sustainable protection of our land base.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, I don't see any other hands. We kind of want to give you back your time. Oh, Director Southcott, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. And likewise, I don't get a vote here. And it goes to the board. But I just, full disclosure, I am the president of Malaspina Land Conservancy Society that has obviously involved with you two over the years. And but there's no pecuniary interest whatsoever from that standpoint, which leaves me not being I just want to make that clear, in conflict here. It's more of a service, and it is totally, it's all voluntary from the MLCS's standpoint. So labor of love for sure. But it truly is a labor of love. And I just also really appreciate the huge generosity to are showing both to the community and in terms of interest of naturalist interests and the environmental sustainability. It is a beautiful piece of land. I have walked it and it's gorgeous. So I just wanted to say that too. Appreciation.
Thank you. Appreciate the director's comments. Director McCormick. Yeah, make sure you're off mute there.
Thank you. Sorry, I couldn't find the off mute button. I just want to also express appreciation, and I'm from Area D, so I do get a vote on this committee. But I just want to thank you for setting a great example for other people who may have property that they're not sure what to do with. I think you set a really shining example of something that can be done to benefit not only the current but future generations as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Director McCormick. I guess just final comments. Interestingly, I didn't get the report until I think it was Friday, and I was at the Cathet Park at Divers Rock on Friday with my grandson, and it's just such a powerful thing for Lund, for our community. So thank you. That's all I've got. So. Unless I don't see our board here anymore. Oh, there we go. I'm back. Any other questions? Seeing no hands, I'll let the delegation go. You can stay for our deliberations if you like. And I don't think they'll be too long, but we'll be talking about that shortly.
Move back there.
All right. Well, thanks. I'm glad we had a chance to talk to you. I don't see any unfinished business on our agenda, so we've got some correspondence. It was really hard for me to read because I can't expand it for some reason, but it was from Christine Boyle, Minister of Housing and Municipal Affairs. Is there any business arising from the correspondence? Director Gisborne, I see your hand. Go ahead.
I got two. One was I saw someone else on the virtual screen. I was just wondering if they wanted to be an unregistered delegation as well. If the answer to that is no, then item of correspondence, I just had a question for our staff. So,
okay, we'll answer the first question. If there's anybody else that wants to make delegation, please say so now. I'm just looking through.
I see Tim Ennis has his hand up.
Yeah, hi everybody. Thanks for your time today. Myself and Sarah Anning joining me here are both with BC Parks Foundation. We don't really have anything we wanted to say. We were just here in case there's questions or other thoughts, but we're also just really, really grateful to the landowners for offering to make this donation and very happy to receive it and make sure that it's protected in perpetuity. So we're just here listening in. That's all really, but thanks.
Well, thank you, Tim. Appreciate that. Okay, so we'll move into our reports. The first one we have, it seems like Area A is busy as usual, so most of what's on our agenda is relevant to where we are up there. The first one's pretty straightforward. This is a license of occupation for aquaculture. So We have a recommendation. I'm just looking, hang on, wrong camera here. Sorry, folks. Any discussion required, or can we have a mover for the recommendation? Director Gisborne, I think I saw your hand.
I was going to move, but I saw Director McCormick raise her hand, and she might want to ask some questions.
Director
No,
McCormick, go ahead.
I was going to move as well, so whichever move or second.
Well, we'll take that as you've
Fine.
moved it. And Director Gisborne, do you second?
That sounds right.
Great. So I'll ask other directors for any discussion on the matter.
Straightforward.
Yeah, thank you. I'll just make a couple of comments that, again, it's a very straightforward, but you know, the history around the Malaspina Oakover Coastal plan that was in previous boards really laid the groundwork for us to understand this area and its uses well. And as our report indicates, it really does follow our objectives and policies. It also expands economic development up in Area A, which we always need. And quite honestly, it's really is supporting Tla'amin Nation, and they're improving their economic development and use of the area. So again, it ticks all the boxes for us, and I'm glad to see that. I was down in Oakover on that same day on Friday. We got around Area A with my grandson, and I was actually down at their existing facility on Nation lands, thinking about what the aquaculture plan and their future plans, and lo and behold, we have an application. So just thought I'd add that context. We'll put this to the vote. All those in favor? And that's carried unanimously. Thank you. 8.2, again, Area A. That's these actually the next two folks, just if you haven't been closely looking on the maps there, they're actually side by side. So Finn Bay is very active in that area in Lund. So this application is for 9985 Finn Bay Road. There are a bunch of conditions. So any questions about the report before we move? Director McCormick, go ahead.
Thank you. I had two questions. One, I noticed in the first recommendation that water has to be brought up to provincial standards. And I'm just wondering how that's possible given the water, situation in Lund.
Yeah, good
How are
question.
they going to meet provincial standards when the water does not itself meet provincial standards?
Okay, well, maybe we'll ask our planning staff who've involved in the application maybe to comment on that. It's hard to see you folks, Ms. Roberts. I see Ms. Rodden looking at you. Go ahead.
Through the chair, so on proposed lot 1, there's currently a well, and because it is over 1 hectare and there's only one dwelling, then they're not required to be connected to the system according to our policy. So we just want proof that the well meets VCH standards.
Good. So Director McCormick, does that go ahead? Yeah.
Yes, thank you. That answers my question. But I do have a follow-up question, if I may, Chair. And that is, with the second recommendation, does the regional district get a copy of the riparian report? It just says that the study has to be done, but it doesn't say that we need to get a copy of it or approve it or anything else. So how does that work?
Another good question, Ms. Roberts.
Thank you. Through the chair, yes, we would receive a copy of it. We would need it for the Section 219 covenant.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the directors before we move the recommendation? I'll just add on to around the riparian area, maybe for staff. The report speaks quite detailed about it, but I'm a little fuzzy. This particular water course, has it ever been assessed in any way as being riparian or not? Go ahead, Ms. Roberts.
Through the chair, not to my knowledge, no.
Okay. All right, that's helpful. And I just wanted to look if there was anything else here. Yes, Director Elliott, go ahead.
Okay, so I have a question. At what point do we require better roads when we're increasing the size of the population on a road? I ask because I know Finn Bay Road is extremely narrow, quite restricted in the amount of traffic that can fit on there. There's already quite a bit that goes to the boatyard. Beyond that, the road is even narrower and windier.
Yeah.
So is there a role for our regional district to try and figure out at what point does the road need to be better?
Good question. I think I see Miss Roberts' hand again.
Thank you through the chair. I don't really have an answer for that because that is the jurisdiction of the Ministry of Transportation. That's it, and that's something that they consider.
So not our role in that in this process. Okay.
All right. I mean, I'll just make a comment that I think that we can continue advocacy. I actually understand exactly what you're talking about Director Elliott, and I concur. I think with housing of any kind, you know, we have to consider all the ramifications of expanding density, whether it's schools, hospitals, roads, infrastructure. So that's a good question. And this application does involve MOTT. So I think that's something for us to consider, Director Gisborne.
Yeah, Director Elliott's question is really important because there's always this discussion going on between the difference of regional districts and municipalities, where municipalities get to control their subdivision applications. We get the referrals from the Ministry of Transportation. All the roads in the rural area are controlled by the Ministry of Transportation, and when there's a subdivision application, I guess the thought process is if the provincial government is going to increase the number of parcels and increase the population, then there might be an increased demand on the road infrastructure, and therefore Ministry of Transportation needs to make sure their criteria is, you know, being followed and being met. This, of course, you know, when it comes to the reality, does the Ministry of Transportation actually improve the road? I don't think I've seen many cases of that. And this is an ongoing challenge between electoral areas and the Ministry of Transportation. And I heard something somewhere which was, what is it? A transportation plan without a housing plan is a wasted opportunity, but a housing plan without a transportation plan is a waste of time. And this is where we are the ones sending the recommendation or, you know, giving our feedback to the Ministry of Transportation. And I think at some point in the future, maybe we can consider some of those recommendations. But at the end of the day, it's Ministry of Transportation road and it's their infrastructure. Oh, I think Laura has some more information.
Yeah, Ms. Rodden, did I see your hand?
The chair, I just wanted to clarify that there's no new proposed development.
Right.
Every one of the lots in this 4-lot subdivision is already developed. So there's no increase in the number of houses.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for that. I was actually going to add to that at the end that I don't believe it's actually going to majorly increase density in Lund, but it provides increased flexibility for well, increased taxation a little bit, and also you know, use of land by different folks. But I do think, you know, we're meeting regularly with Ministry of Transport and Transit, and that is a role for us to advocate. There's other reasons on that road for us to take some action too. So yeah, Director Gisborne, go ahead.
Yeah. I think I said increase the number of parcels, but I think that is a very important information from our planner, that just because the number of parcels gets increased doesn't necessarily mean that the number of dwelling units or the number of people actually increases. Yes, it's that it's, you know, density of what is always a question I like to ask.
Yeah, Director Elliott.
Thank you. Doesn't increasing the number of lots by virtue of the allowable units per lot increase the potential amount of development, or is there restrictions to what we already have there, or does it not increase the rights to increase development and unit sizes?
Ms. Rodden, maybe you could ask you to flush out according to our community plan and you know, that particular answer.
Okay. There might be some potential proposed lot 1.
Okay.
Because it's 2.69 hectares. You know, so there could be some potential, but there's nothing proposed with this application.
All right. Thanks for that. And, you know, folks that, you know, Director Elliott knows the area, I know it well, and, you know, it does fit with the neighborhood there. So, but that's for debate as well. So let's move to the motion here, the recommendation. Can I have somebody move that if they wish? Director Gisborne, I see Director McCormick seconding. Thank you. Any more discussion or debate on this, folks? again, good questions. I think it answered most of the things that we had to ask. So I'll put it to the vote. All those in favor? That's carried unanimously. Thank you. And again, Area A is added again, and this relates to our delegation. So I won't go ad nauseum. There's a few requirements here: proof of servicing for the first lot, the existing lot A, and then some right of ways and stuff that makes sense for the future. Any questions on this, Director Gisborne? Go ahead.
I was going to happily move it.
Great, let's do that. All right, moved. Any seconder? Director McCormick, again, any discussion on this? Director Gisborne, go ahead.
I didn't say anything when the delegation was here because I didn't have any questions. This is fantastic news. 8.2 hectares, it's roughly 20 acres. My farm's 17 and a half. So this is a piece of land going in for conservancy that's larger than the farm that I live on, just to put that to my own context. And I see this as fantastic news. And it also kind of ties into the previous subdivision where, there's a couple of small lots, but it's occurring right next to where this goes forward. It's going to be held in conservation, which always kind of reduces the strain in neighborhoods. It reduces the impacts of, the water table and everything else. So this is fantastic news. Very pleased.
Thank you very much. Any other directors? And again, just finally, I'll add, like, if you look at the map on 10 of 21, that's a large area in the heart of Lund. It's amazing, and it really provides several areas to access the water. There's people have made good points that we're seeing increasing use on the coast, whether it's boaters and kayakers and people that are trying to access our shores. We don't have a ton of shore access, and this just really preserves the feeling of Lund and the heart of our community for the future. I'm amazed. So thanks again. Appreciate it. So we'll put it to a vote. All those in favor? I won't even ask any opposed. So that's carried unanimously. Thank you. Folks, I don't see any new business. We'll move to question period.
Hello, Chair Galinsky from the Peak here. Everything seems pretty straightforward. Good news on the property. So thanks for the opportunity.
Thanks, Mr. Galinsky. Anybody else in the gallery or online?
Sorry, Chair.
Yes.
Let's go back to 8.3.2.
Oh, 0.2. Yes.
It's a two-part.
Sorry, you're right. I kind of went a little fast on that. So thanks, corporate officer. She's always keeping us honest and on track here. So corporate officer, can we consider that 0.1 has been moved, seconded, and approved or not?
Yeah.
I'll move number 2.
Okay, thank you. Seconded by Director McCormick. We'll do the same. All those in favor? That's unanimous. Okay, thanks. We got that done. Thanks for keeping us honest. All right, so any other questions from the gallery? Can't see too many folks speak up, or we'll move on. Okay, there is no proposed in-camera session. We are adjourned. Thanks, folks. We'll see you at 3.
Laura?
Julia.
Sorry, I went my back there, but I know somebody jumped up.
Team.
Yeah.